What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I'm your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 155. Hold on, I did it. There we go. You gotta hit that note. I ain't ready for it. But hopefully, everybody had a good day today. It is Friday, May 20th. 2026 year of our Lord, and it's time to get into it. We got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of crazy things always happen, and that is where we come in and we have to review the world together, y'all. Now let's do a little housekeeping like I always like to do. If you ever disagree with anything I say, please leave a comment, leave a suggestion, or just tell me what you're thinking, y'all. That's what's wrong with the world now. People are afraid to talk about this stuff. Now, the best way to show your support is just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos now. So like I said, this is a channel where we go over 4 different topics, Monday through Friday, starting at 6 o'clock. And it's time to get into it. It's time to get into it. But the first topic we're going to be discussing today, we got Martha's Vineyard. I might have said that wrong. Martha's Vineyard. It looks like a babysitter was charged for, it looks like she left a kid in the SUV and he ended up dying because of it. I've said this plenty of times on this channel before. You have to be careful who you leave your children with. But you would never expect something like this to happen. I can't imagine the pain going through the family, but we'll get over into the few videos, and then we'll also get over into an AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about this whole topic. But let's get over into it and see what our thoughts are. Let's jump into it, y'all. Let's jump into it.
And we begin with a tragic update to the breaking news we first brought you last night on WBZ.
A Martha's Vineyard 2-year-old boy allegedly left alone in a car for hours has died. The boy's babysitter, Amy Cotton, is now charged with manslaughter. Prosecutors say that Cotton was supposed to be babysitting the victim and a 1-year-old girl last Thursday, but instead of taking the kids inside her home, she allegedly left them in her car alone for hours. The Vineyard Gazette reports that the cause of death was hypothermia.
She left them in the car for hours. Let's go over into this next video and see what else we can find out. But hey, throw the book at her. At the end of the day, she failed to do her job, and she let these 2 little children stay in the house. One died and one, I'm assuming, survived, but I can't imagine what's going through the parents' head. Let's go over into this next video and see what we can find out about this whole.
The death of a little boy last March shocked the community of Martha's Vineyard. The toddler was allegedly left alone in a car for hours without food or water. And police ultimately charged a trusted babysitter with his death. Tonight, in an exclusive interview with WBZ's chief investigator, Cheryl Fiandaca, that little boy's father is demanding justice.
I love you. I love you. Matt Rodenbaugh's son Frankie was a mini-me, 2 years old and a ball of energy.
What are you doing, Frank? Are we gonna go let the donkeys out?
You know, every day I'd come home from work and he would, hear me coming and the dogs would bark and he'd run to the gate here and yell "Dada" and big huge hug. He'd hug everyone. Just a super happy little kid.
The family used a well-known and trusted babysitter on Martha's Vineyard to watch Frankie during the day. Amy Cotton came highly recommended.
We've known her for over 10 years. She watched my daughter, who's now 6, for the first 3 years of her life. I mean, she was somebody really close to us and somebody we trusted.
On March 13th, 2025, the 41-year-old brought Frankie to her home here on Great Rock Road in Oak Bluffs. Hours later, she allegedly dialed 911, saying Frankie stopped breathing. Matt's wife, Julie, called him at work.
She said, Frankie's in an ambulance. He's not breathing. I just kept saying, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what happened? She's like, I don't know. I don't know anything. Amy called me crying.
Frankie was airlifted to Boston Children's Hospital in grave condition.
He lost consciousness. They lost his heart rate. There's not a lot of neurological signals going on right now. We're not really sure what happened. He's not doing well. They keep telling me we're very, 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 very worried about Frankie.
How do you not know what happened? Come on, were you high? Were you drunk? What do you mean you left him in the car? And it's even more shocking that this is someone who they constantly use. It's someone who they use to help babysit their daughter. All of this, and she made a mistake, I guess. I don't know if is that what you want to call it, but let's keep going into this video, y'all.
That's exactly how that would tell me, and I knew what that meant.
And this is your dad with
My
Frankie?
dad, Frank, yeah.
While Frankie was fighting for his life in Boston, Matt got the news that his father, Frank, who Frankie was named after, died after having a pacemaker put in.
I looked at Julie and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "My dad died."
Without a moment to grieve, the state police told Matt they had an update on the case.
And they said, we want to tell you that we're arresting Amy. And I remember my wife and I both were like, "You can't do that. We love Amy. She's great."
The family was shocked until the police told them about the evidence they had.
We reviewed the video of the camera on the outside of the house.
Her house.
Her house. And we saw that Amy came home at 9-something. She exited the vehicle and went in her house. Okay. He said she didn't come back to the vehicle until around 12:30 or 1. I said, okay. And he's like, "She's the only one who exited the vehicle." And I said, "What?"
According to police reports, Cotton's Nest camera shows that another child and Frankie were left alone, strapped in car seats in her SUV for about 3 hours. The video allegedly does not show that Cotton ever took Frankie out of his car seat, changed him, or gave him any food or water.
She tortured my child. You know, they hence the audio of the video, and he could be heard calling out for data over and over and over again until the video went silent.
Police say Cotton admitted while the children were in the car, she was inside the house cooking bacon, conducting personal hygiene, and prepared her son's hockey bags. As police were making their case, Frankie's condition worsened, and the family made the difficult decision to take him off life support.
It's horrible. I held his hand, and I just kept saying, "Go to Pap Pap."
Happy birthday, Papa.
Pap Pap is what Frankie called his grandfather. Matt has some peace believing that Frankie is with his grandfather. At the same time, he's demanding justice for his son.
She played Russian roulette with my son's life every day, apparently, and he didn't win this one.
Mama.
Amy killed my son.
Oh no. I hope he's not telling us that this was constant. This is what she normally does. She leaves him in the car while she goes in there, does cook some bacon for some reason, and then prepares her son's hockey bag, does her showering or her personal hygiene stuff, and just leaves them in the car? Is this what she always does? I can't imagine the pain running through the parents. I can't imagine. Let's keep going.
Cotton is charged with manslaughter and has pleaded not guilty. Her attorney declined our request for comment. In February, the family filed a civil suit against Cotton. They also started a foundation and built a playground in Frankie's name. And there is some happy news. Just last week, the couple welcomed their third child, a boy. Cheryl Fiandaca,
This is an absolutely tragic story. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to see if we can get a little bit more information about this case. But absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let's get into it and see what else we can find out. So as we know, in March 2025, 41-year-old Anne-Marie Cotton was charged with manslaughter following the death of a 2-year-old boy, Frankie, in her care. On March 13th, she allegedly left the 2-year-old boy and a 1-year-old girl strapped into the car seat inside the SUV for approximately 3 hours while she performed her household chores, including cooking bacon and packing hockey gear. The boy was found unresponsive, not breathing, and blue. He was flown to Boston Hospital where he died a few days later from injuries sustained in the vehicle, including severe hypothermia. His body temperature was reportedly 14 degrees lower than normal. Cotton initially told police that she had only left the children in there for 15 minutes, but the Nest surveillance footage found from her home reportedly contradicted this account. She was initially charged with assault and battery on the child and reckless child endangerment, which was upgraded to manslaughter after the toddler's death. She pleaded not guilty to all charges as of March 26. She is awaiting trial on manslaughter charges. She was released on bail with the condition of a GPS monitor, a curfew, and probation on prohibited from providing child care. In early 2026, the boy's parents filed a civil lawsuit against her for wrongful death. The family has established a GoFundMe to rebuild a local playground in Frankie's memory. The most heart-wrenching part of this whole story is that he could hear his son calling for his name, calling for Dada on the surveillance footage before it ultimately went silent. And I'm assuming he couldn't scream anymore. I can't imagine the anger that would be running through my mind at this moment. I truly can't. Wow. Now they are charging her with manslaughter because of course, I'm starting to understand manslaughter it's not a deliberate action. She didn't deliberately try to kill him. But I would like to know, did she constantly leave the kid in the car, or was this a one-time thing? This is a crazy situation. Just see if they have anything on AI for this. But the world is a crazy place. At the end of the day, yes, you need to be aware, or you can't trust your kids with everyone, but they constantly, this is a woman who they knew regularly. She watched their first child, watched this one. So let's look at this. So in court, prosecutors stated that Ann Cotton admitted to leaving the children unattended in the vehicle for extended periods on at least 5 prior occasions. During the questioning, Cotton reportedly confirmed to belief that she had left the children alone in the car previously, claiming that she did so for convenience. Prosecutors used these admissions to argue that her actions on the day of the incident showed an intentional, callous disregard for human life. The victim's father, Matt, expressed shock at the discovery, noting that Cotton had cared for his older daughter for the first 3 years of her life and was considered a trusted family friend. He later stated that she appeared to have played Russian roulette with his son's life. So as we know, it showed that she left the children strapped in. Cotton initially told investigators that she had the children inside playing and eating during that time, but the footage showed no record of the children entering the house. Absolutely crazy. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But how much time do you think she should get? Manslaughter, I think, depending on the place, depending on the situation or the location, manslaughter can run up to 20 years. Might be 30. I got to double check. But how much time do you think she should get? She should get the full 20? Or is this a case where she deserves to be locked up for the rest of her life? Tell me your thoughts on this situation. Y'all tell me how you feel. It's a crazy situation, but this is why we got to review the world together. This is why we have to review the world together, y'all. We're going to pivot now into our second topic we're going to be discussing today. And it's equally, it's not, I wouldn't say equally heartbreaking, but I'm getting tired of teenagers committing constant crimes, the parents not holding them accountable. But now we got a viral judge going on who she holded this teen accountable for robbery. And he ended up getting 25 years. 25 years. I'm assuming he's a repeat offender. 25 years for robbery. We don't know the whole situation yet, but let's get over into the videos and see what this whole situation was about. Is 25 years necessary? But let's get over into it and see what we can find out. And it seems like the parents ended up crying out loud as soon as they heard it. But they should have been crying, telling him to stop committing crimes or something. But let's get over into it, see what we can find out.
And things have just changed in such an incredibly dangerous way with young people doing what I just saw you do on that screen. I cannot imagine the fear that that person had that was working in that store, that he now has, just trying to go to work, make a living, and go home. And he has 3 people come in and not just grab a little quick something and run out, but terrorize him for quite some time. Pulling him around, yanking him around, putting guns in his face, all 3 of you. I also, in addition to the PSI, get jail incident reports. And you apparently like to fight and jump people, which is what's been happening in the jail. So it makes it very difficult for me to go, oh, this is somebody that's going to get out and behave, who can follow the rules, because you can't even follow the rules in jail. And the pre-sentence report shows that you're a high risk level, which tells me that after they've looked at everything, that you don't have, unfortunately, a good likelihood of being successful if I were to put you on probation. And Mr. Coleman's right. We're tired of it. And there's got to be something done. So in cause number 25, DCCR 1759, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, I'm going to find you guilty of aggravated robbery. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division. Come on, Mom. Here. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification. This was not an agreement. You have some rights to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. You can talk to Mr. Rojas about any questions you have about that. I am making an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Mr. Fontenette, I understand that this is harsh, and I know you believe this is harsh, but I think this is necessary. I hope that you go and you make things right. You can get out of prison. You're still going to be young, and you can make your life better. That's going
to... It does not sound harsh to me. This man, they said he tormented with his friends, tormented the store owner, put guns in his face, waving around. So yes, give him 25 years. I want to know, I will see in the AI breakdown or in the other videos we look at if he gets a chance for parole or not, but no, I don't want to hear the parents cry. Oh, no, I don't want to hear any of that. At the end of the day, it's his fault. It might even be the parents' fault because they didn't raise him correctly. So yes, 25 years for robbery. Hey, you're a repeat offender. You constantly fighting. You show no hope of rehabilitation. So yeah, 25 years. Let him be. He's a teen now, so he'll probably be out at 40, 30, 35. Hey, hopefully he doesn't get an extended sentence by doing something in jail. But how do we truly believe that after he comes out, he will be rehabilitated and he will not commit any more crimes and live as a nice, law-abiding citizen? I would hope, but I have my doubts. Let's keep going.
to be up to you, okay? You can go back with the bailiff.
Now let's get over into this next video just to give us a little little more information.
An 18-year-old from Port Arthur has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for a violent aggravated robbery in Nederland. Prosecutors say Caden Fontenette, who was 17 at the time, was one of 4 suspects involved in the incident at the Bulldog convenience store on Twin City Highway. The other 3 suspects were minors.
Yeah, his attorney asked for probation, citing his age and limited criminal history, but the judge sided with prosecutors, handing down the 25-year sentence.
I'm not in the habit of begging, but on behalf of this community, I'm begging that you sentence this defendant to prison. The message that needs to be sent to this defendant and his circle of friends and anybody who would want to be like this defendant is that if you pick up a gun with the intent to commit violence, you're gonna pick up a 15, 20, 25-year prison sentence, Judge.
Fontenette must serve at least half of his sentence before he's eligible for parole.
So he has to serve at least half of his sentence before he's eligible for parole. Hey, throw the book at him. So 25 years he needs to serve, so he needs to be at least in there for 12 and a half years. They said he was 18, so he can get out at 30 years old. But is that long enough to set him straight for the rest of his life? We'll have to wait and see. And I wonder about the friends. The main thing about the friends, how much time are they going to get sentenced? But let's go over into the AI breakdown just to see a little bit more information about this whole case. So as we know, on March 10th, Caden, an 18-year-old from Port Arthur, was sentenced to 25 years for his role in a violent armed robbery at a convenience store in Texas. In October 2025, him and 2 others robbed the Bulldog Express on Twin City Highway. Surveillance footage showed the suspect burnishing an assault-style rifle and using it to assault the store clerk. He pleaded guilty to aggravated robbery because there was no agreed punishment recommendation between the defense and the prosecution. The final decision rested on the judge. The judge the judge delivered a blunt courthouse lecture that has since gone viral, what we've seen, and factored in a 25-year sentence. The judge noted that he had been caught fighting and jumping people in jail, demonstrating his inability to follow rules. The assistant district attorney implored the court to protect the community, stating that the sentence should send a message for picking up a gun for violence leading to significant prison time. Yes, you cannot be harsh on crime. That's the only way to get to these young children. You have to throw the book at them so they understand that this is not the life for you. If you don't want to end up in jail for the rest of your life, yes, be strict and hard on crime. While defense attorneys requested probation due to his age and limited history, the judge labeled him as a high risk and stated that she did not believe he would be successful if given a second chance through probation. So he will be eligible for parole after serving half of his sentence, or 12 and a half years, because a deadly weapon was used. Immediately following the announcement, the 25-year term, the family erupted in emotional protest and had to be escorted out of the courtroom by bailiffs. Why would you get all huffing and puffing about his sentencing, but you didn't do all this when he was out there committing these crimes? Or you don't explain to him that this is what the outcome is from your actions. This is something you brought on yourself. Well, if you could say that if you was a good parent, but I want to know what happened to the other people who were caught. See if they tell us anything about that. So in addition to Caden, 4 other suspects were eventually identified with the connection of the robbery. So 3 juveniles. At the time of the initial arrest on October 10th, 3 minors from Port Arthur were taken into custody. Because they were juveniles, their names and specific sentencing details have not been publicly released by authorities. 2 were captured after their getaway vehicle crashed into the concrete median, while the 3rd was caught after a foot chase from the store. In November 2025, investigators identified a 5th suspect, 17-year-old Jaden Simmons, who had initially evaded capture. Surveillance footage revealed that he was part of the group that entered the store armed with a deadly weapon. He was subsequently charged with aggravated assault. During his sentencing, the court reviewed surveillance video showing him and two of these accomplices brandishing their firearm and yanking around the store clerk. The group attempted to escape in 2 separate vehicles as the police arrived. Both vehicles sped away, failed to navigate a turn onto US 69 service road and crashed. While officers were busy at the crash site, the one who was sentenced to 25 years and another suspect were spotted running from the store on foot and was apprehended shortly after. Yeah, man. Throw the book at them at the end of the day. Throw the book at them. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. Ooh. Do you think, would you have the same reaction as his family? If for some reason that I couldn't teach my son and I, for some reason, I don't even want to put that in the air, but for some reason I had to end up in court watching him get sentenced, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be upset, yes. But at the end of the day, especially if I feel like I truly taught him right and for some reason he just didn't want to follow the rules or the environment around him shaped him too far away from me, but I would just explain to him that this is the consequences of your action. Hopefully that you can, while you're in jail, you learn to be a better person. But let me know your thoughts on this situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. We're going to pivot now into our third topic we got to discuss today. And we're going over to Miami, the city of parties, basically. The city of BBLs. We got to say it how it is. But we got a Miami cosmetic surgeon who is sentenced for doing some crazy things to his patients while they were sedated. And then you got people going to Miami all the time getting BBLs and cosmetic surgery, but then the doctor can't even be trusted with why you're sedated. But let's get over into it and see what it's talking about. They say there's several victims, so we'll get over into it and see what our thoughts are on this whole situation. Let's jump into it.
Heartbreaking story, Nico. Thank you. Well, a Miami doctor is charged for sexual battery on a helpless victim after he's accused of raping one of his patients. And police say that there is a recording of the encounter. Sofia Hernandez has more on the incident and arrest.
This is the medical office of Dr. Ronald Friedman DeMio, a 63-year-old licensed medical doctor. According to arrest documents, on October 25th of 2025, a 29-year-old patient had a follow-up appointment for a cosmetic procedure at DeMio's office. The patient said she inhaled nitro before the procedure and took prescribed medication, and that a staff member offered her wine, which is typically offered to DeMio's patients. Arrest documents say she accepted and continued to inhale nitro as DeMio returned to the room and closed the blinds. The 29-year-old told detectives she felt her body be pushed down in what she believes was an office, and when she opened her eyes, saw the doctor on top of her, penetrating her. Documents say the patient did not have strength to speak or move and just closed her eyes, wanting the assault to end. A few days later, the victim told police she found on her phone a video of DeMio assaulting her. Arrest documents don't specify who took that video, but claim the footage shows non-consensual sexual acts and gestures.
Good morning, sir. Mr. DeMio.
However, in bond court this morning, DeMio's attorney alleging that the entire incident was consensual.
And the coup de grace, Your Honor, we have a video of the incident clearly, not even any question that this was a consensual encounter.
To which the judge questioned the victim's video.
Why would this be on the victim's cell phone if she didn't record it herself, if she was allegedly homeless?
But Public Information Officer Mike Vega with Miami Police explains how the video was captured.
This patient goes to the doctor to get some medical procedures done in her face, and she wants to document it. So she starts documenting, okay, I'm getting injections in my face, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. When she decides to record herself in one of those instances, she passes out. The phone falls, and it falls right next to her lap. It falls with the screen facing down, the camera facing up. So it's capturing everything.
And allegedly that sexual assault, instead of bond, DeMio, he's been told that he has to be on total lockdown for house arrest. He cannot practice medicine while on his pretrial release, and he cannot have any contact with the victim.
I feel like watching the video and watching her past stuff where she recorded her getting injections and stuff like that, especially social media influencers. Yes, you can. I feel like you can clearly tell what something is meant to be recorded and something not. At least that's my thinking. If you truly want to record it, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be like a weird angle. But I mean, I guess the judge had to ask that question. Let's go over into this next video and see if they give us any more details.
And now on CBS News Miami, a doctor to the stars in jail tonight, accused of raping one of his patients. Police say it happened while the woman was sedated for a procedure. Officers say they arrested the cosmetic surgeon after finding evidence on the patient's phone. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Jim Berry, in tonight for Lauren Pastrana. CBS News Miami's Nakia Carrero is your reporter at the jail in West Miami-Dade, where he is in custody.
Dr. Ronald DeMeo, also known as Dr. Ron Miami, has worked on big names in the entertainment industry. But police say it was a video recorded on the 29-year-old victim's phone that landed him behind bars here at TGK. And it's that same video his attorney says will ultimately clear his name.
Nobody say nothing about Dr. Ron. That's when I go off.
From world tennis champion Serena Williams to Real Housewives of Miami cast member Larsa Pippen.
As soon as I get to Miami, I am definitely at Dr. Ron's office. Ron, you are a game changer.
Thank you so much. Great to see you again.
Love you. Thank you.
But now Dr. Ronald DeMeo of Meridian Cosmetic appearing not in his scrubs, but in an orange jumpsuit as a Miami-Dade corrections inmate.
Good morning, sir. Mr. DeMeo, you were arrested for 3 counts of a sexual battery charge. It goes back to October 25th of 2025.
City of Miami police arrested the cosmetic doctor after a patient contacted them, saying he allegedly assaulted her after she was given nitro gas for a facial procedure.
She wakes up through this, but feels like she can't react to it. She can't answer. She can't tell him to stop.
According to police, the victim later realizes her phone captured the alleged encounter after it fell next to her lap with the camera facing upward. The doctor's attorney argues the video shows the interaction was consensual.
And the coup de grace, Your Honor, we have a video of the incident clearly, not even any question that this was a consensual encounter.
But Miami police say it's that very video that police took to the state attorney's office to file charges.
If it wasn't for that video, which shows graphically everything that happened, it shows in detail what this doctor did to her. It would have been one of those cases where she says, hey, I think that this happened, but I'm not sure. But this was evidence that it did.
The doctor is expected to appear before another judge to address his bond conditions. Miami police say they believe there may be additional victims and are urging anyone who may have been affected to contact the department. In West Miami.
This is a crazy situation, y'all. Now, look, at the end of the day, think about this. If someone is overly intoxicated and cannot give proper consent, that is a clear sign of rape. Yeah, I mean, that's the textbook definition that all us men are taught. That you do not have any kind of intercourse with a woman who is overly intoxicated and cannot consent, and there might be possibility that she might come back and say something later. This is what we are taught. This is what we are ingrained into us. But this man, while a girl is on nitrous gas, said that, oh yeah, it was consensual. What do you mean it was consensual? How can you give someone nitrous gas and then be like, oh yeah, they consented to sex? I mean, that's just my thinking, but I don't see how that even can add up. Let's go over to one more video and see if they tell us anything else.
An alarming arrest. A cosmetic surgeon is accused of raping a 29-year-old patient at his Miami office. Investigators saying the assault was all caught on camera.
The woman was reportedly sedated for a procedure. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live at the jail in West Miami-Dade with the disturbing details. Roy.
Louis and Nicole, the alleged victim in this case, claims that she was sexually taken advantage of as she was sedated, and she has cell phone video to prove it. Well, the suspect says that this sexual encounter was consensual, and that is what that video will show.
Mr. DeMio, you were arrested for 3 counts of a sexual battery.
63-year-old Ronald Freeman DeMeo faced a Miami-Dade County judge on multiple charges of sexual battery of a person physically helpless. DeMeo in bond court wearing an orange jail jumpsuit, but presented in a much different light on the website Meridian Cosmetics. Dr. DeMeo, advertising specializing in cosmetic procedures performed out of this building off Coral Way and Southwest 3rd Avenue in Miami. It's there the alleged victim said she was sexually assaulted. In the arrest report we obtained, it states she recalls inhaling nitro, a sedative to alleviate pain before the procedure, along with prescribed medication. Moments later, she recalls feeling as if she was pushed down in what she thinks was an office, then opening her eyes and seeing the defendant over her body as he was penetrating her.
We have a video of the incident clearly, not even any question that this was a consensual encounter.
In court, we learned video of the incident was all captured on the victim's cell phone, raising questions by the judge.
Why would this be on victim's cell phone if she didn't record it herself if she was allegedly helpless?
The response to that in mediation was that the phone fell to the ground and automatically or accidentally started recording.
While the alleged victim claims days later she found the recording on her cell phone and brought it to police, it's DeMeo's attorney claiming she tried to extort the doctor out of millions of dollars. When he refused to pay is when he said she came forward with the allegations.
This is a shakedown by this alleged victim, and I don't say these types of things very often. It's outrageous what is going on.
It's level 1 house arrest, total lockdown.
And that judge also ordered that DeMeo not practice medicine at this time. As for the alleged victim in this case, well, I did get a chance to speak with her attorney. He tells me that this arrest has been a long time coming. He also believes that there may be other people that this doctor may have allegedly taken advantage of.
Now, question is, for first things first, we know that all people are innocent until proven guilty. So is it possible if he comes forward with evidence showing that she messaged him, or he has a phone recording saying that, oh, she is trying to extort him for money for not going to press charges or something like that, then yeah, I can understand the case being thrown out. But if he doesn't have any of that, then you got to go to trial. You got to go to trial. Both people tell their stories. People come up with evidence. But if he has no evidence that she's really trying to extort him, and they really prove that he administered her nitrous gas before having sex with her, either way, we know as men that that is something you cannot do. That is something that is the first rule. First rule is that if she's overly intoxicated, overly high, however you want to say it, you do not cross that boundary. Why? Because if something comes up and she doesn't remember, then you just did the worst thing possible. But let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole case and see if it tells us anything else. So as we know, no, wrong one. Let's go to this one. So as we know, Dr. Ron, a 63-year-old cosmetic physician in Miami, was arrested and charged with 3 counts of sexual battery on a physically helpless victim. The charges stem from an incident on October 25th, 2025, involving a 29-year-old patient at his facility. So the victim allegedly that she was sexually assaulted while sedated during a follow-up cosmetic procedure. She reportedly feeling impaired by nitrous oxide and prescription medication, leaving her unable to speak or resist. The patient discovered a video on her cell phone days later that reportedly recorded the assault. She had initially set the phone to record the procedure progress, and it continued filming after she lost consciousness. The attorney has claimed that the video actually shows consensual sex. The defendants also alleged that the victim had previously attempted to extort $10 million from the doctor. And then we know he appeared in court March 19, 2026. A judge ordered him to have total lockdown house arrest with a GPS monitor. He is strictly prohibited from practicing medicine. So he was licensed in 1989. He operates cosmetic in Miami. And before his arrest, he had no prior public disciplinary action or complaints listed with the Florida Medical Department of Health. Wow. Now, are there women who go out and do this, who try to extort people? Yes. Now, can we initially say that this is what she's doing? No, of course not. This needs to be investigated, and you have to go through the steps. If he has evidence to say that she did try to extort him out of money, does that prove that he didn't assault her? No, it does not. But it also is hard to make a case for that. The whole point is that they need to be able to make a case to charge him with something. If after the assault she figured, oh, well, I can use this assault to get money out of him, and she tried to extort him, then the assault doesn't make any, well, of course it still makes a difference, but in the eyes of the jury, none at all. But we'll just have to wait and see what evidence come out about this whole case and see who's telling the truth. What are your thoughts, y'all? Who do you think is telling the truth? Or are you like me and have to wait for more information to come out? This is a crazy situation, but an investigation has to be done. Absolute crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that. And let me know if you disagree with anything I said. We're going to pivot over into the last topic we're going to be discussing today. And of course, you know I love to look at some body camera footage at the end of the show. So we'll go over to a body cam footage that I found that was released today. And it looks like a man ended up going on a high-speed chase, 100 miles an hour with his pregnant girlfriend in the car. Did not care about her life at all. So we'll watch that video, give our thoughts on it, and see what we think of the whole situation. Like always, y'all, the best way to show your support for this channel is just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos, y'all. But let's jump over into this body cam footage and just see what our thoughts are. Let's jump into it. Yes, you can. Mental health is real. Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. What you're going. Where is that coming? All right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get right over into this body cam footage.
Briefly going in oncoming traffic.
Crash! It's up in the grass.
It's at the next call. Sir, I'm pregnant.
Oh, you dude. Stop.
When an officer spotted suspicious activity at an apartment, he quickly alerted other units. However, the situation quickly escalated as the suspect jumped in his car and fled. turning a routine call into a reckless chase with serious consequences.
Crash, football.
Around 7:15 p.m. on July 29th, 2025, an officer was watching an apartment in West Allis, Wisconsin, notorious for drug deals. He spotted a black Lexus sedan enter the lot and drive to the back corner, where a man reached into the vehicle. After running the plates with no result, he alerted his colleague, suspecting a drug deal. Minutes later, the car left, but when the officer tried to initiate a traffic stop, all hell broke loose.
Stop stepping on each other, guys.
Coming up to Lincoln. Anybody want to get his phone over 6? Gonna be about 760 in a second.
God bless it, man.
Great. And disregard sending a squad to Humboldt and Commerce.
Clear the light now. Looks like is anybody eating?
Shut up!
David, you're gonna go? Yeah, it's through the light. Probably at like 6:20-ish now. I think it's coming up the east city limits now. It's got quite a ways on me left. Terminate. Somebody's pointing north on 60. Good Samaritan. So I'm going to check that way for crashes. If anybody's north on 60, keep an eye on it.
Is it a black Lexus sedan, right?
Confirm, in the license plate, confirm.
Copy on 60 National, waiting.
Plate is Adam Lincoln Robert 9798. No vehicle associated.
I got it here. It's northbound 60 Greenfield. I haven't lit it up. If someone wants to come with me, I'll turn around on it.
Back at East on Beloit.
Copy.
34 to Morgan, I'm calling to you.
Eastbound National, one male black occupant, one female white. Show being pursued again. Speeds approximately 45 miles an hour. One for mobile drug dealing. West Dallas in pursuit.
Even call it.
Morgan, that's me. I'm with you. I can call it. We're eastbound National from 58, speed 75, light traffic, no pedestrians coming up to Miller Parkway.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop disregarded. Still going. We are eastbound coming up to 43rd Street. Light traffic, no pedestrians. Speeds are 34. Briefly going in oncoming traffic.
There is zero oncoming traffic in that way, coming up to the ramp for 175.
Getting on 175 northbound from Miller Parkway.
30, light traffic, no pedestrians, roads are dry.
West Dallas in pursuit.
It's crazy to think that this man has his whole pregnant girlfriend going around for the ride. Just keep going.
Okay, black Lexus, one for both.
Speeds are 60, coming up to the stadium interchange.
MCS on MPD requesting sticks.
Headed toward 175 northbound.
Speeds are 95, medium to light traffic, everybody's getting on their way, roads are dry.
It's taking 175 northbound. Medium traffic.
Sticks, it looks like continuing northbound, West Dallas in pursuit, 175 northbound, passing under Wisconsin, speeds are 103.
Coming up to the State Police exit, cutting over to the number 3 lane. Just past 100 feet, it's favoring to get off at Floyd.
Taking the exit. Stand by.
After a few minutes of pursuit, officers had no idea the car was about to come to a sudden halt, but they will still struggle to catch the suspect.
It is going to go east.
Crash, crash, crash. It's up in the grass. Crash.
Crash, football. 100 is getting into that black vehicle. 1 is.
You saw how she run too. So, I mean, at the end of the day, she in on it. She is in on it. She is down for that life. It's not like he went on the run or tried to And she's telling him, no, stop, please stop. No, she and me. Oh, hold on. I might be speaking. Let's listen. She's over there holding her hands up.
Get out of the car right now.
Foot pursuit north, run back towards 175.
I'm pregnant. Put your hands behind your back.
You good, Lamb? You good?
Please, sir. Females in custody, vehicle crash, new offense. Please go away. It's not going to explode. Yes, it is. It's not.
So she ran because it's on fire? Is that the reason, or?
It's going to explode. It's on fire. It's not going to explode. Go.
Oh, you dude. Stop.
Oh, man.
Get on the ground.
Stop there.
Take to the point. We're in the woods right up 175.
Turn over. Get in the face.
Turn over. We're good. Turn over. Turn over or you're going to get tased.
Do not reach.
Yeah, right here. Take your other hand out. No.
I got it right here.
Get off your hand.
Look at my hand.
Left hand's underneath it. Roll him towards you. He's good.
Here, roll it towards me. Roll him towards me.
And dude, come on.
Look at my hand right here.
Stop. Give us your hand, dude.
White female passenger.
We got her. We got her.
What's that guy's name? If you're just a passenger, you're fine. Don't worry.
Yes,
okay?
sir. Oh my God, my baby.
Okay. Sit down. Hey, she said the car is starting on fire.
It's on fire.
You're just a passenger?
Yes,
Don't
sir.
worry, okay?
Okay.
Hop in, watch out. You're just gonna sit here, okay?
Oh, my baby.
Okay, just get in. Get in the car.
Oh.
Get in the car.
Oh.
Watch your head.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Watch your knee, okay?
Yes, sir. Oh.
You good, bud?
Yeah, I'm
Stand up, buddy. All right, roll.
I don't know about y'all, but did it sound like she, or did it look like she just immediately stopped crying, or I don't know. Let's keep going.
Thing hurt like hey, probably with that thing. That shit hurts.
Taser, bro?
Taser. Hell yeah.
We'll help you up. You're good.
All right. On your butt here, man.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Cool. All right, you're good.
I can't breathe.
We'll go this way, buddy.
Put my pants up in the back.
You okay?
Put my pants up. Yeah. I don't sag. They just happen.
Yeah, I got you. Any weapons?
No, hell no.
Narcotics? Where are they? In the car? Or is it in your pants?
I got this. He was reaching his pants over here. Got some? Yeah, there's a bag that's by my car. There's a baggie, but I don't think anything's in there.
Hey, walk the path. Make sure he didn't ditch any. Hey, can you backtrack the path in there, see if he dumped up?
Could you probably
from where we found him?
Pull my pants up.
You still got a probe in you, boss?
I think so.
Okay.
Baby.
Yo, that's it vibrate like a motherfucker. For real.
Oh my God.
We're gonna search you, okay?
Yeah.
Need an ambulance?
Huh?
Need an ambulance?
Do you think so? If I
you're probably gonna have to get cleared, yeah. We got in here, guys.
Oh my God, you dumbass.
What was up? Y'all sitting up a stain or something?
A dope right here. He had a little bit of dope right here in his pocket.
I hate you! I hate you!
With little found on the suspect, later identified as 57-year-old Andrew, one officer suspected he trashed them, and a canine search soon revealed something far worse than expected.
Of all the ways he could have went, I thought he was going to go on at 84th Street.
I had no idea what was going on initially.
He's all over this area. He went this way? Yeah, he's all over this area, though. No. Got that. There's a bag of dope, some more right here. Yeah, it's all right here. We need somebody with a camera, please. Leave it.
In just minutes, the canine sniffed out over 5 grams of cocaine and 39 grams of hidden throughout the park and his car, along with large sums of cash. As officers prepared to take him to the hospital for clearance before transporting him to jail, there's one problem. His girlfriend's story didn't add up.
All right. You have the right to remain silent. So let's start from the very beginning.
Yes.
The guy that was in the car with you, who is that to you?
Just a friend of mine.
Okay. Like a boyfriend, child's
Sort
father?
of boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you known him for?
A few years.
A few years. Where did you meet him?
I used to.
Okay.
This was years ago, and he helped me get out of that style of life and brought me back to my kid's family, believe it or not. So he's just been a really good friend, been there for me.
Did he pick you up today?
Yeah.
Okay. In that car?
Yeah.
Where did he pick you up from?
My mom's house.
Okay. And that's
Yeah.
What did he tell you guys were going to go do?
He said we were gonna go out to his Uncle Bill's house to get some bread because he gets a stock box. That was it.
Where does his Uncle Bill stay at?
I don't know exactly. I don't even remember where we were exactly at.
Okay.
That was my first time out here.
Has he driven that car before?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you always see him in that car?
As far as what he told me, he just got that car. He just bought it.
When did he say he just bought it?
Maybe a couple months.
What, the apartment complex that you guys pulled into? What was he doing there?
That apartment is where we got the stock box from his uncle.
You said the stop box. What? Stock box?
Yes,
like
basically
S-T-O-C-K?
it's got like bread and juice and milk. But when he saw you guys, the stock box went out the window. He was like, oh shit, that. I see police, we gotta get out of here.
Where did he throw the stock box at?
He didn't throw it anywhere. We didn't even grab it because we seen you guys when we came in.
Okay.
He was just worried about getting home at that point.
Did Uncle Bill come out to the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What did he give him?
He didn't give him anything. I don't know.
So then what happened? He saw us and then what?
That's when all hell broke loose. And
Okay. Did he say anything?
he said, shut up, just be quiet, just be quiet. He said, because he was trying to concentrate. Like, what the hell are you trying to concentrate on, guys? I wanted to get out.
Did he say anything about what was in the car?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm. As far as I know, he's a mechanic, he's got tools.
I don't really believe the whole story about Uncle Bill and the stock box and coming out and saying, oh, he like whatever and didn't give it to him.
I know he sells. That's all I know he sells. I don't know anything else.
Walk me
Because,
through.
to be honest,
So walk me through when you guys get to the apartment complex. What happens?
we just freaked out.
No. Like before you saw the police.
We were in an argument because I'm pregnant, and he was just really telling me I'm such an evil, dirty, disgusting bitch.
And was that in the parking lot or while you guys were driving?
While we were driving there, I'm sitting here bawling my eyes out.
So what actually happened in the parking lot?
He handed him some money.
The guy handed the driver money?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I didn't see any exchanges because he told me to fix my face because we were about to go inside.
Did he hand anything back to Uncle Bill?
I don't know.
And while this was going on, another officer was already...
Hold on. You see how much she changed her story at first? Uncle Bill, whoever gave him a stock box. I don't know what a stock... okay, she explained like bread, milk. And then she said, oh, well, he gave Uncle Bill some money, so... Was the stock box that had, I'm assuming, drugs in it for the money? She's making like she doesn't know anything. But let's keep
questioning Andrew at the hospital, and he seemed completely unfazed.
Well, Fence, you're a little old to be doing that shit, aren't you? That's a young man's game. You probably would have been better off just stopping. Yeah. All right, man. I want to ask you some questions. You're familiar with your Miranda rights? Yeah. I got to read you those, okay? Let's start from the beginning, dog. So obviously you were at Sunrise. What were you doing at Sunrise?
I was going to visit my uncle, man. My uncle lived in that building. And when the police came creeping through there, I already knew what was up. As soon as I pull up to see my uncle, I usually take him places, like take him to go grocery shopping, stuff like that, right? So what he did, they said, okay, we're going to mess with him. Y'all was already set up. Because when I came out the lot, I looked to my left and I seen a big black truck sitting down there, right? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man, come on now, really?
So you pulled off out of the parking lot, and then what? Then where'd you go?
And then the cop came, the big old truck.
The truck tried to pull you over?
Despite the severity of the crimes, Andrew was more concerned about who set him up and how cops treated him. But after being medically cleared, he was transported straight to jail.
All right, let's come in here.
24.
Ultimately, Andrew was charged with felony vehicle fleeing eluding an officer. second-degree recklessly endangering safety, possession with intent. Second offense, bail jumping. Misdemeanor, obstructing an officer. He was given a cash bond set at $20,000. Eventually, he was found guilty of second-degree recklessly endangering safety and possession with intent. Remaining charges were dismissed. As for the female passenger, she was charged with misdemeanor resisting obstructing an officer. However, online court records show no indication that the charge was ever filed, suggesting prosecutors likely chose not to pursue the case. Ultimately, Andrew was sentenced to 4 years in prison, followed by 4 years of extended supervision. Want to step up your style?
Absolutely craziness, y'all. In the game, got his pregnant girlfriend beside him, tries to hit a 100-mile-per-hour chase, police chase. Eventually gets out, tries to ditch the stuff, but ends up getting caught eventually. This man too old to be in the game in the first place. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But that is the end of the show, everybody. Whew. We talked about a lot of crazy things. So, like, if you ever disagree with anything I said, please leave a comment. Never going to say I'm always right. I'm never going to say I understand everything, but let's have a discussion about it. Now, the best way to show your support is always just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos now. But you already know these videos will be broken down, but that is the end of the shows for the week. I will see y'all again on Monday. But I might start doing a little more reviews because I do like reviewing content. So eventually I might start doing reviews of some of the funnier stuff. We look at a lot of crime stuff, but we got to look at the funny stuff as well. So you might look out for that channel. I will tell y'all about it. But that's it for now, y'all. It's a crazy world, but we have to review it together. These videos will be broken down, but you already know I got to play that outro. Peace.